Consumer protection law in Nepal. Consumer protection in Nepal has been regulated by the Consumer Protection Act 2018 and the National Penal Code 2017. Consumer laws has been enacted to protect consumers from the quality, quantity, and prices of consumer goods or services and prevent monopolies and unfair trade practices that increase prices. Consumer laws has prohibited false and misleading propaganda regarding the use and usefulness of consumer goods and services. Hence, consumer protection laws are enacted to maintain the health, welfare, and convenience of consumers in Nepal. Rights of the consumer. Consumers in Nepal have been guaranteed the following rights to protect the interest of every consumer in Nepal. A. Right to be protected from selling and supplying consumer goods and services that may harm life, body, health, and property. B. Right to be informed about consumer goods and services prices, attributes, quantity, purity, quality, to be safe from unfair practices. C. Right to be assured of an opportunity to choose consumer goods and services at competitive prices as far as possible. D. Right to be assured that an appropriate agency will hear matters concerning the protection of the rights and interests of consumers. E. Right to be heard and compensated against exploitation hardships resulting from unfair trade practices. F. Right to consumer education. Laws regarding consumer goods and services. The major provisions of the Consumer Protection Act 2018 in Nepal are 1. Prohibition to influence demand, supply or price. 2. Systematize and control the supply of consumer goods and services. 3. Particulars to be mentioned in consumer goods. 4. Prohibitions of consumer protection law in Nepal. 5. Industry standard. 6. Price list. 7. Conduct inquiry and inspection. 8. Appoint a designate inspection officer. 9. Inspect, inquiry or search. 10. Confiscation of goods. 11. Penalties of consumer protection law in Nepal. Prohibition to influence demand, supply or price. No one is ordained to influence the demand, supply and price of consumer goods and services through the following conducts. 1. Controlling the supply of consumer goods by setting limits on raw material quotas, decreasing production, and other measures. 2. Hoarding, creating artificial shortages, selling at specific times or places, or other similar actions. Systematize and control the supply of consumer goods and services. The following powers can be exercised to systematize and control the supply of consumer goods and services. A. To formulate policies relating to consumer goods or services quality, price, and supply system. B. To formulate action plans in connection with the monitoring, preventing, and controlling unfair trade practices and monopolies that are likely to harm the rights and interests of consumers and implement such plans. C. To analyze and review the situation concerning the demand and supply of consumer goods consumed within the country. D. To make necessary arrangements for checking any undesirable price increase by producers, vendors, or distributors of consumer goods. E. To discourage unfair trade practices that are likely to create shortages through artificial or improper means. Particulars to be mentioned in consumer goods. The following must be mentioned in the labels of consumer goods. A. Name and address of the producer and registration number of the industry. B. In the case of consumer goods such as food and medicines, their ingredients, quantity, and weight. C. Quality of consumer goods whose quality has been determined, if any. D. Method of consuming consumer goods and the possible impact of such consumption. E. Consumer goods price, batch number, production date, and expiration date. F. In the case of consumer goods such as electronic goods, hardware, and machinery, guarantee thereof, date of guarantee, and other necessary matters. G. In the case of consumer goods that are inflammable, dangerous, or fragile, precautions for their safety. Standard of goods and services. The government of Nepal must limit the quality and quantity of any ingredient by following prescribed procedures. They must publish a notice of the determination of the said standards. Conduct inquiry and inspection. Suppose an individual is discovered to be engaged in unfair trading practices that involve manipulating prices and supply systems. In that case, the government of Nepal can initiate an inquiry or inspection. It is applicable if 1. Monopoly is exercised. 2. Substandard goods are produced or sold. 3. Violation of Consumer Protection Act 2018. 4. Appoint a designate inspection officer. Inspect, inquiry, or search. The inspection officer can inspect, inquire, or search places where reasonable belief of substandard consumer goods or services are being produced, sold, or supplied. They have the authority to take samples for testing and impose bans on production as well as sale. Confiscation of goods. If consumer goods are substandard after laboratory testing, they will be confiscated under the law.